Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and I'm gonna bring you something just a little bit different. So normally at this moment in time I've been doing a couple of playthroughs and stuff like that. One which I'm still continuing, the other one which is the campaign of this game I might continue, I don't know yet. I thought I'd switch things up, just mess around on hardcore, playing throwbacks and hardpoint, and just talk about in general what is going on with the game at this current point. Now, we're in probably the worst stage of a video game, because you look at games like FIFA, the game progressively gets worse the closer the next title comes out. And we are very much... Okay, maybe I'm not going to play this. Nope, that one. Yeah. So, we're in that transition where I generally think that developers of this game have just gone, fuck it. You know what I mean? This game isn't terrible. I mean, I think I ranked it on my TikTok, I think, fifth best title in my opinion. Maybe I turned that into a YouTube video at one point, I don't know. But this is the first Call of Duty in such a long time that I've put game time into it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I've done days upon days upon days. Like, I've done 4 days, and I'll probably do another video where I go through all my stats and stuff like that. Probably the end of the game, because Cold War coming out on the 11th, I'm not getting it for the Xbox One S. I am actually going to be getting it for the Series S. I have not pre-ordered it. I'm hoping to get it for my birthday. Just turn the fucking game audio down in my headset. I'm not going to be going serious in any of these games. I'm just going to piss about, I think. But this stage of the game is just, like, I think even they've admitted, like, you know, they've done what they can with this game now. And Season 6, I don't think the hype was there. I really don't. I mean, with everyone knowing that Cold War is quite literally just around the corner, they knew that people weren't interested. They knew people aren't going to take this game seriously anymore. And I think that's what they've done with the guns. Like, I haven't unlocked, I've barely played Season 6. I'm going to be honest with you. With work and everything, I've barely played it. The hell? But I've seen footage of the new guns. I haven't yet used them. I've seen them in action. And the sniper I have no problems with. I love a sniper. I love a good OP sniper. They're a lot of fun. But let's just talk about the Val for a second. Now, I literally turned this game on maybe about half an hour ago, and my first game went into hardpoint on vacant and was seeing the Val all over the place. Now, considering it's hardcore, you don't see kill streaks and kill cams and stuff like that. You don't know if they're using the snapshot and everything, but I knew I wasn't seeing the snapshot, so I knew that people weren't using it. So, what do people think? Do people just generally think, oh yeah, they've given up with this game because they've made one of the most overpowered assault rifles of all time, and they've made a sniper rifle which is also unbelievably overpowered? I mean, that to me, I mean, they've been making game-breaking stuff since the beginning, and whoa, okay. I think he's up in the tower. But it's just, I don't know, I mean, yes, guns like that are fun to use and stuff like that for maybe a day, but when people start using it like almost competitively, I think it's just, just shocking. Like, do you reckon they knew that by playtesting it, by putting the certain attachments on and everything like that, they knew they would turn the Val into this, like, shoot through 15 million bloody things? I don't know. I'd like to think they got more sense than that. But at the same time, I don't. I don't have a lot of faith. Like I said, this is the first COD title in such a long time that I've played religiously, and we've gone through the 725, we've gone through the M4, we've gone through so much, and it just feels like they're always trying to one up themselves with how bad they can make the game. And like I said, this game isn't horrendous. I mean, Warzone has been one of the biggest successes, like, of all time. You can't deny that. I mean, the campaign was extremely good, despite the fact it was so short. The multiplayer, the maps are trash. Okay, the maps are trash, bar the remakes. Like, I am never been a big map fan. Well, maybe not for a while. I mean, probably not since Black Ops 1 that I have been a fan of big maps and stuff like that. But, I mean, some of the maps they have released, like Candor, is poor. Backlot is still pretty poor as well. There he is. Hold on. I mean, Backlot I now love for survival, but I don't love it in multiplayer. And you look at the maps that I do like playing. I mean, Scrapyard doesn't really come up in rotation too much, but Rust, and I'm trying. Shipment, Shoot House have been massive successes. I think the best map in this game is Shoot House because of what Shoot House did. It brought the game to a really good level. Like, people legitimately wanted to play because of Shoot House. Shoot House was the first map we got 24/7 in. So they knew at that point, oh yeah, so it looks like they like small maps. And then they go and release just some truly terrible big maps. And you're like, but if you know that the overall dynamic of people, what they want is a small map, then continue to make small maps. It's not difficult. I mean, it's not a tactical shooter by any means, is COD. So, I don't know. And then, let's go on to this sort of thing. let's go on to camping, because I think, as people have called it, camp warfare, that is all people are doing. This game, I mean, Val doesn't look like he's got the particular attachments on. Fine, doesn't bother me. It looks like a cool gun to use. The camping in this game is extraordinarily bad. Like, you saw there, I got killed a couple of times by him. He was sitting at the back of the map on Scrapyard. Now, go back 10 years when Scrapyard was at its prime in Modern Warfare 2, you would have never seen that. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's people, that's the way people are and stuff like that. Like, the dynamic of people going from game to game to game, like, is this a campy game? Like, I don't know. I don't see it as a campy game. But you look at some of the maps that we have. You look at Piccadilly, massive camping spots on there. You look at Azure Cave, there's a lot of camping spots in there. So did they generally go into this thinking, Black Ops 4 tried to go tactical, didn't work. I did not like Black Ops 4 for that reason, and many others. But did they generally just think, yeah, let's change the dynamic and let's make it a bit more, like, campy in that sort of sense? I don't want to really say that because it sounds like really bad. But whenever there is a map released, immediately people find camping spots, head glitching spots, everything like that. You look at Shipment and stuff like that. Like on the original Shipment, you never saw camping, and on the 1944 remake for World War Two, you saw it with the LMGs. And even on this game, it's still kind of like that. And by kind of, I mean, it is like that. Oh, look at that, the Vow. And it's just... I don't mind that they remade these games or these maps because I love them. But what they also did is they made it for campers and stuff. I mean, this map is one of my favourite in Modern Warfare 3. Okay, I'm upset they didn't remake Dome, but Dome would have been ruined, and that's a shame. So I'm glad about that. But you have people, I mean, look. Now, people that played Modern Warfare 3, was this ever a legitimate spot? Because no, it wasn't. This kind of was. And obviously, in here, they are camping spots. But it's just, I don't know. I don't quite know what to really say it as. It's just, I want to love this game. I want to make it clear that I do generate, like, this is, like I said, it's the first COD I've put a lot of time and effort into. You know, Warzone probably not as much because I'm not really a Warzone player, but multiplayer I put a decent amount of time into because I do like it. But there is just, you know, those problems with it that are just so, they're bad. Like, they are bad. The camping, the gun manipulation and stuff like that. Like, if you want to use a certain gun, use a certain gun. I don't agree with the whole mentality of you have to use like non-meta guns. Do you know what I mean? I mean, look, I have a gold MP7. Again, like, is that a camping spot? No, never was. And there's a guy just sitting there. I digress. If people moan at you for using a certain gun, that's on them. Like, the whole point of this, of Call of Duty as a whole, is to be able to express and use whatever guns you want. The Blueprint system has been a massive success, and you can't deny that. But you can't, like, I'm not shitting on people for using the Vow, because it does look like a really fun gun to use. But what I am saying is that if you're using it just because other people are saying to use it, i.e. you look at streamers and stuff like that when they put up variants to use and stuff like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I've saved a bunch of them on my phone and stuff like that because, yeah, maybe I want to use them one day and everything. But I'm not using them for the reasons they're saying. I'm saying this is, well, I kind of want to try it just to see. Like, it works for you, but it might not work for me. Like, certain guns work, in my opinion, better on PC than they do on console. That's just me. And, like, why do I use the MP7 and stuff like that? Because I really like it. It takes me back to MW3, my MW3 MP7. It's pretty much a similar loadout as what I would running on that. You know, a silencer and extended mags and stuff like that. So, I mean, the guns I have gold are an MP7, a PP90, an MP5, and the Renetti. So the only guns, and the PKM, the only guns I have gold. I didn't get the M4 gold as much as I do love the M4, but I don't think you can shit on a player for using a certain gun because you don't agree with it in that sense. Like I said, I hate the Uzi. I have an Uzi class that's almost maxed out, but I don't like people using it, but I'm not going to tell them just because they're using it to not use it. Fair play. If you want to use it, use it. See, look, I have a level 55 one. Do I use it? Of course I do. Doesn't mean I like it. Just because you have a gun that you... I'm going to completely forget my point because that's that is what I mean with this game. Like this map, when it first came out, I was so excited for it, and then that camping started, and I wasn't happy about it. I was not happy about that camping. What else can be really? Trying to think of other things. I mean, if you look at, I said, you look at the game as a whole, it's not perfect. We know that. I said, I think have I cracked on multiplayer enough? I'd like to say I have because I really don't want to say too much more on it. It's a fallacy. That's one thing as well. Whenever you see a gun used in a lobby, it's typical COD mentality. As soon as you see or hear someone using a gun, a particular gun, everyone else has to use it. In this instance, it's the VAL. It used to be the 725. And as soon as you heard someone use it, you immediately went to that gun. And again, that's just, it's on you if you want to do that. But again, you're just trying to, you're appeasing to that side of things. And I mean, I know that's a camping spot. I do. Have I ever done it? Probably, back in the day. I sometimes forget I have stim rather than... But that's enough with Modern Warfare. I mean, like, the maps are genuinely bad. I think we can all agree on that, at least. The guns, when they do it right, it's good. When they do it badly, it's bad. So let's move on to Warzone. Warzone is not a game mode I play a lot. If I'm bored, I'll go into it. I mainly do plunder just because I'm not about that, not skilled gameplay and everything, but that over the top, you know, the campy, the nurse, everything. Like, Warzone just isn't for me. Like, I'll play it with friends and stuff like that. I can't do it solo. Plunder, I can do solo or with randoms, but I can't do Warzone with it. It just doesn't work. As a whole, I think a lot of people are generally impressed with how Warzone has been done, because it has been done really, really well. Like, when they said, oh, we're going to make a Battle Royale mode, I think a lot of people were pretty skeptical of that. And then, you know, it didn't do what Fortnite did and stuff like that. It didn't try to be too over the top, everything like that. It was just... I think it's definitely better than Blackout. 1,000%. It's definitely better than Blackout. And the fact that it's that popular, they're going to continue it in Cold War, I think is a really good idea. And I think, you know, the community's response to it has been amazing. Like, you look at streamers are playing this, like, I probably should have seen that coming. Streamers that are playing it as if it was like the old school Fortnite days and everything. You know, you look at like Ninja and Tim the Tapman and Nick Merckx and all these people and stuff like that are like, they're really into Warzone and stuff. And no matter how many times it's broken with the hackers and all that shit, it is really good. And I think that's one thing they've done really, really well. And, you know, they haven't had to go to the extremes that Fortnite did and stuff like that. Like, they haven't tried to go too far in one direction and stuff like that. They've played the game really well, and I think that's the impressive part about it. And I think that's why Warzone has been so popular. It's not been overrun with overpowered stuff. Crap, I think that was a snapshot grenade. Shit, that was terrible. But yeah, I think overall Warzone will go down as the biggest success for Modern Warfare, and I think that's okay. You know, like I said, Warzone's going to continue in Black Ops Cold War, and obviously you can use Black Ops guns as well as Modern Warfare guns in it, which I think is awesome. I'm gonna die. Yeah, I think that's a really cool concept. That's generally not just two developers coming together. That's two games coming together, and that doesn't happen. That was poor. Like, when was the last time Treyarch did anything to help a Modern Warfare title? Never. Well, maybe back in the day. Shit. But yeah, I think that's good that the developers aren't just trying to be pitting against each other, because I think a lot of the times people are very Modern Warfare versus Black Ops. That's the dynamic. And each side has their own fans. Like, I think Black Ops fans are more potentially zombies and stuff like that, and the feel of it. I couldn't really say what I am more. Like, I'm probably more Modern Warfare than I am Black Ops, but I love the Black Ops titles, so I'm really looking forward to. I keep doing that. I keep thinking I've got a thermite on. Oh, I mean, oh well. But yeah, I think as a whole, Modern Warfare will go down as I'll call it an adequate title. I'm not going to say it's an amazing title. I'm not going to say it's a perfect title. I'm going to say it's adequate, because that is what this game is. It's adequate. It's not amazing. It's nothing special. It is just adequate. It is there. It is a game that I generally think will eventually get like swept under the rug. Like, you will forget about it and stuff like that. Not yet, obviously, but it will definitely happen at some point. Is that a bad thing? Yes and no. But you just have to wait and see. You really do. I'm excited for Cold War. I haven't obviously played the alpha because, as you can tell, I'm on Xbox. So I won't be playing it until release. I'm not going to play the beta either. I'm going to try and go into it completely hands-free in that sort of sense. And we'll see how it goes. Like I say, I'm happy for it. I'm looking forward to the campaign, as it's a direct sequel to the original Black Ops. I'm looking forward to the multiplayer. As long as they take a more DLC Modern Warfare vibe. And what I mean by that is they look at the maps they have made and stuff like that for DLC. They know they're the most popular ones. So they need to go in that dynamic. Like, they can't be going into going, oh, do you know what we need? We need a map the size of WMD in Black Ops 1, because that's what's going to make fans happy. No, it's not. WMD is a brilliant map, but you put that in Black Ops Cold War, people are going to hate it. Zombies I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to see how they do it. I think that's another video, just talking about more, Black Ops Cold War and everything. Like, I'm not an in the know. I only see stuff and everything that's posted online and everything. So I might do a Cold War video maybe soon. But yeah, I think as a whole, I would probably rate Modern Warfare as a title about 6 out of 10. I think, like I said, the campaign was really good. It loses points for its length. The multiplayer, while strong, is let down by weapon balancing, poor map design, and I think strategically it just doesn't really work. You know, I mean, the fact that it took maps from old titles to be brought into it to make it better is kind of that just shows sort of where they're at with it. The challenges, missions, I've got nothing wrong with that. The weapons and everything, your loadouts, fine. Kill streaks, I generally think were okay. They weren't amazing, but they're good. The field upgrades is hit and miss. I love the field upgrades, but personally, would I like Dead Silence as a perk rather than a weapon upgrade? Of course I would. Watch select, it doesn't make a difference when you're in game. It really doesn't. So it's just a cool feature. The battle pass was something they did perfect, and I think obviously that will continue in Cold War and stuff like that. Yes, it was Black Ops 4. I think it was the first one with. Am I thinking that right? Black Ops 4 was the first one with like a sort of battle pass system. Yes, I know it's completely taken from Fortnite in that sense, but I think the battle pass system has worked perfectly. You know, it basically is cosmetic and stuff like that. The blueprints are cool, but they don't really make like a massive difference, if you know what I mean. Like, the gun is what the gun is. Like, if you put the right attachments on, like from the beginning, you'll get a blueprint. It's just you might get a different color and everything. The operators, but I think it was a nice touch. You know, I think it was a nice touch and everything. Don't get me wrong. I think the challenges, like missions and stuff like that, I think it's pretty cool. The weekly, daily challenges were obviously, you know, if you're a grinder, fair play, go for it. The mastery challenges were a nice sort of late game introduction. And then you look at the barracks and everything. Like you say, like records. I do another video on officer progression and stuff. I think this was cool. I think officer progression, missions and tasks were brought to those type of people that they like the game, but they're doing it for a purpose. If that makes any sense, they're playing a game to do challenge. They're not doing it to get 100 kill games or dropping a nuke and stuff like that, which is something I still haven't done in this game. I've dropped 700 plus games. I've never dropped a nuke just yet. But that's why I like the progression. Like, I have a friend who isn't the best, and I think for maybe 3 or 4 straight seasons he hit level 140, 155 simply just by doing the challenges. I'm trying to find Rust. I don't know why. It's just not going to come through. Let's just play regular throwbacks, just because I've come to realise that I prefer hardcore in this game, and I probably will in Cold War as well. I was always a core player, and then I got to this tile, and I thought, no, hardcore is the way to go for me. It's sweatier, which is annoying. But it does make you hit your shots more and stuff like that, and I think it's just that little bit more better. I completely forgot. Oh yeah, so like he's not the best, and he'll even tell people he's not the best, but because he's got the challenges there and everything, he's got something to play to. So he's the one. I mean, I think it was 2 seasons on the trot. He got every single challenge unlocked, and that obviously meant doing gunfight. It meant doing Warzone, everything. And you know, I completely rate him for that. I said to him, like, I will go for as much as I can, but I'm not going to do it just because I want to. Like, it's just not for me. Like gunfight, not for me. I played the alpha over a year ago. Thought it was kind of cool. I haven't touched it since, because it's not for me. Simple as that. But like I said, like this game will be a swept under the rug game. As I said, is it a bad thing? No. But we'll just have to see how Cold War goes. I mean, I have some hopes for it, that it's going to be a good title. But I said, we just have to wait and see. Like, the one thing, if I am salty about something, for this game, it didn't do it wrong, but I think a lot of people were never, well, on my side of things, with the Xbox side of things, is the fact that they did have a survival mode, and it was on there for PlayStation, but we at Xbox had to wait a year. That's poor, because survival I have played, and I've played a few good games, and I've had the game crash on me at really high levels twice now. So yeah, it's the not biasness, because it's not bias. It's obviously the come if they wanted to deal with PlayStation, then they do a deal with PlayStation. Much like they did years ago when they did with Xbox. You know, I think a lot of people do forget that obviously that it used to be an Xbox franchise for a very long time, and I never had it when it was Xbox. I was always a PlayStation person, so we were the ones who had to wait. And now it's come full circle that I'm having to wait. So would I prefer if the game was just strictly all for all and everything? Like, yeah, I would. Like everything released at the same time on all consoles, including PC, makes the game fairer. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. I think I've talked enough about this game now and stuff like that. Like I said, I'll do a Cold War video just to sort of talk about it and everything at some point soon. Probably in the next week or something like that, I'll do a video like that. But I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, this game's brought me a lot of good memories, so I can't knock it for that. But yeah, like, so I say I'm going to leave it there. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, comment. I want to see a discussion, everything. What do you guys think of Modern Warfare? How do you rate it and everything? You can be as biased or as impartial as you want. I really don't care. Subscribe. I'm going to drop hopefully a lot more videos in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, keep an eye out and everything on the channel. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.